Alright, what is up, Transformer fans? This is the video review of Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class Vehicon. Here you can see the front of the box. It's very nice. We'll go ahead and pick up and look at the full view here. We have up top, it says it's an intermediate level. Transformers Prime, there's a nice little render there of the Vehicon with his guns blazing. Full episode inside, DVD included. There's twisty ties, the hub, Robots in Disguise, Vehicon, Decepticon. We'll flip it over on the back, or on the side here. There's a nice picture again. There's his tech specs right there, if you want to see those. On the other side, there's nothing. It just says Vehicon. Prop it up. There's the back of the box here. And you can see the bio reads as follows. Every Vehicon knows how likely he is to be dismantled, either by the Autobots or by a Decepticon commander in need of spare parts. Danger is just part of life for them, and they welcome it. To a Vehicon, happiness is loyalty to Megatron and a warm blaster cannon. So these guys completely and utterly accept the fact that they are just fodder, and they get blown up every episode. So, that's good. Here's a picture of the Vehicon figure there in his robot mode, and then his pursuit car mode, snap-on blaster cannon. And already these paint apps on this figure right here look a lot better than the ones on the toy, but that's okay. It says Transformers Prime. Look for your favorite robots on Transformers Prime. So, alright, there's the box. Now the Vehicon comes packed in with two accessories. First and foremost, he does come with this DVD right here. It is a full episode, and it is the Transformers Prime episode Loose Cannons. I actually did watch this video. It's a very good quality. It's not too bad. It doesn't have a menu or anything. You just pop it in there and it plays the episode on a loop over and over and over again. And it's very nice. It's good to have a full-size DVD. I did play it alongside of the mini DVDs here that we got with the Cyberverse guys, the commanders, and they do seem to be the same quality. So this one just happens to be a little bit smaller, but this DVD it's very nice. It's good for if you have kids and you want to just pop this in the DVD player in your car and just have it run on a loop, and they'll keep them busy for a while. And then the real accessory here, he comes with his blaster cannon, and as you can see, it is molded completely in black plastic. And on the box, it had some purple detailing on there, which unfortunately is not present. But if you look at it, you can see all the detail molded into this thing. It is just so very nice. It has a clip point right there, a peg right there, and then these little prongs, which I don't know what they're for aside from being able to prop it up. They really do serve no purpose. There's a couple things that I think it can do, kinda, but the gun would have had the same effect without these little prongs. So unless there's something else these things do, I really don't know. But it is the triangle-barreled blaster, and that is very nice. Now, going ahead and getting this out of the way, the blaster can peg into the vehicle mode in a couple of places. You can tab it back here on the back of the vehicle mode for a gun back there. Unfortunately, there is a tab on only one side, so if you plug it in over here, it's going to be upside down. On top, there's a couple grooves, but these grooves don't sit in there. So the only other place is there's little clip systems right here on the front, right beside the headlights, and you can just kind of clip the gun on there. And so now it's got the kind of hood-mounted gun. And here you see these little prongs. They kind of are opened up right there for the light to shine through. But you wouldn't need to have that opening if those prongs weren't there. The light would just be underneath it. But there, you can tab it on there as well. So it can go on either side. So there's that. Now the vehicle mode, here he is in his very nice black car mode. He's just super neat looking. This is one of the most awesome car modes in my opinion from the Transformers Prime series. It's so neat looking. He is entirely black. He does have a little bit of this light purple detailing right here on the side there. A nice purple Decepticon logo, and here's where that paint doesn't really shine through. He's supposed to have these little grooves right here painted in that same purple, but unfortunately it is not present. He does have silver rims, and they look very nice. He has a translucent windshield right here and translucent windows. Unfortunately, the back section past the B pillar these windows back here are not painted, and so neither are the back windshield. But oh well. He has these nice purple stripes back here on the very back, and little molded exhaust pipes. But other than that, he's a very plain looking vehicle mode. There's one thing I do want to point out. If you look inside of the translucent little headlights there, if it'll focus for me, you can see there's little headlights molded in there, and they are painted underneath that plastic. If you look at it from the side, you can see where those have been painted underneath the plastic in that nice purple color, which is really cool. It gives it that nice little added touch of, it looks like a car. But yeah, he does roll not super well. Some of the wheels are kind of stiff, but that could just be his newness. But there isn't a lot underneath here that drags the ground, as you can see there. But there is his vehicle mode. And comparing him to a couple people, first and foremost, here he is with his mini-me, and as you can see here, obviously it's the same car mode, just smaller. So overall, they look super similar. It's kind of cool to have a little one and a big one now. So there's that. And then comparing him to the first edition Bumblebee, you can obviously see there's going to be a size difference because of this is a Prime Robots in Disguise. This is the first edition. But overall, the car modes don't look that different if you wanted to use them together. Obviously, this is a really low-riding, low-profile car, and Bumblebee's more of a high-profile muscle car. So I think the scale works pretty accurately, but it might be just a tad off. This obviously is smaller, but overall, I think he can work. Transformation on this guy. This is by far the most interesting transformation that I have encountered from the waist down, because the upper body is pretty much straightforward and not really intuitive whatsoever, but the lower body is completely unique. I haven't seen anything like it before. So to go ahead and just start transforming him, you want to come to the back here, and the rear wheel panels you just want to grab and pull out, and that untabs from the back there, and you just kind of want to pull the whole door sections up and out. So now you're looking at that. Now for the legs part that I was telling you about. What you want to do is you want to take the whole top of the car here from the spoiler forward, and it just all flips up and over. So now he's a convertible. I don't know. Then you just want to take this top bit here and you just want to split it. These two just kind of separate, and then you gotta lift and separate these ones, and then this kind of is grooved into each other, so you just gotta kind of separate like that. So now that they're separate, you just want to move this one out of the way so you can see. Take the spoiler and flip it in, and take the top of the car and flip that into the windshield. Then take the windshield and flip it into the leg there. Once again, you want to take the spoiler, flip it in, take this piece, flip it in, take this piece, flip it in, and now you've accordioned this entire roof section up into his legs. And so now what you want to do is you want to come up here and kind of lift the toes up, and you can bring this piece down and fully angle the toe out. And then this this guard right here, the shin guard, tabs into the roof of the car right there. And then you just kind of angle this piece backwards like so. Once again, you just bring this down and it tabs into the roof there. And then angle this piece back just a little bit. And, excuse me, there you have the legs completed. And now the upper body is super simple. As at this point, you've got the arms pretty much where you want them. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the best way to do this. What you want to do is actually from the side here. It's the best way. You just kind of untab it, and it's tabbed in right there. Then you come under here and kind of just unfurl this arm there. And then you come underneath and swing the hand out like so. Same thing over here. You just kind of wiggle this and loosen it up. Then you rotate the arms out, bending it at that joint, and then flipping the hand out. And then lastly, what you want to do is you want to take the head reveal, And by pulling up on this rear piece, it actually lifts up and pops the head into position. So now that this is up, you just take this piece up here and you just fold it down and it sits along his back. And here we have the Vehicon in his robot mode. As you can see here, it's very nice and very accurate. I really would like to comment on how much better this guy is compared to the first edition. The first edition had a massive backpack, and as you can see here, this guy barely has any kibble on him whatsoever, aside from the back piece there and the leg wheel extensions. But if on the show model, the wheels are supposed to be there, so there's really no way without really crippling the structural integrity of this front fender here. There really was no way around having that piece there. So I'm not complaining too much. So yeah, overall the paint in robot mode's pretty simple. He's still primarily black. There's just a lot with that chest there and his upper arms and his hands and his knee guards there. A lot more purple has been incorporated. So he's not just jet black, which is very nice to see. He has the silver face there and the silver kind of chest visor window thingy, and the Decepticon logo and the little louvers on his shins there are molded in that lighter gray plastic, which really adds some diversity in there to his color scheme. Just look at that face sculpt. That is gorgeous. Straight out of the cartoon there. Just miraculous. That is amazing. There's that Decepticon logo, by the way, and you can see there all the detail molded into his chest. And here's the Vehicon with his fellow, well, his Decepticon superiors, if you could say that. As you can see here, the Vehicon is very, very nicely sized for a for a Robots in Disguise figure. As you can see, compared to Soundwave, he's about a head taller than Soundwave is, which makes him pretty tall compared to the other Prid figures. Now, Starscream, on the other hand, is obviously towering above him due to him being a first edition. But overall, I think the scale works pretty accurately. Starscream kind of does need to tower above these little Vehicons. And unfortunately, I feel like Soundwave should too. But Soundwave is coming up a little short. Just for giggles. Now, he can use his weapon in robot mode in a couple of ways. Obviously, you still have access to these shoulder peg holes up there, so you can mount it on his shoulder. That looks really goofy. It just kind of sticks straight out there. So there's really no way to store it on his back. I kind of thought there would be. But you can have him either hold the gun here, like so we can hold it like a weapon, or, nifty little feature here, if you tuck his hand up inside there, you can actually, pardon, I'm dropping everything, you can actually clip this gun onto his forearm, and it actually does look like it incorporates and just kind of comes out of his arm. Once again, I don't see why these little things down here are necessary. They don't really do anything. They don't cover up. I mean, they give a little bit of armor right there, but that makes no sense to me. I don't understand why those little prongs are there. But anyway, he can use his gun arm, which is very cool. It's just a neat little addition that I'm glad they threw in there. And, yeah, very, very nice. He's pretty poseable for a cheap figure. Anyway, he does have a fully ball-jointed neck here, but it is on an angle, so the side-to-side tilt motions are going to look pretty funny. It can kind of slightly go up and down, but if you play around with this revealer gimmick back here by pushing down a little bit, you can get him to look pretty much straight up, and vice versa. So that's upper body-wise, no waist, nothing. But he does have a up and down transformation swivel there for the shoulder. A fully, well, actually, first, he has a fully articulated ball joint here in the shoulder with a slit so that it can go outward like so. He does have a 360-degree rotational joint down here at the bottom, and a hinge joint right there so he can bend his elbow. It's a very odd hinge joint, but nonetheless. Also another ball joint right there connecting to the door, which allows you to manipulate this arm in many ways, and a hand swivel. So there's that. Lower body, he has a ball joint in the hip with a slit to where it can go outward, a swivel joint there at the base of the ball joint, and about pretty much 90 degrees of rotation in the knee. He does have a bit of a toe swivel as well if you want to pose that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you can move this backpack around if you want to, but that's kind of goofy. But anyway, that's his posability. Transforming him back. This is still fun, just in reverse. What you want to do is you just want to lift this piece up here and just push it down. And you can see there, I'm going to do it slower. You can see he just pushes his head down in there and it gets covered up by this piece. So there's really no big reveal gimmick of his head popping out. It's just hidden and it just swings out. But then you want to fold the hands up. And then the doors, you want to, this elbow bend here, you want to rotate the door around so where it's like this, where it's kind of curved in to his body. So you just kind of bend the elbow up and around like so. So now you can see where that little bend there fits into that groove, and then you just rotate this, and then you angle this up, and it snaps right in there to the side. So once again, you angle this up, and it rotates, and it just pegs right in there onto the side. Then what you want to do, now that the upper body's finished, you're going to unfurl his whole car mode from below the waist. Just untab these shin guards here, and that's interesting. And then I thought those were separate pieces. I apologize. And you just kind of rotate the foot around, and like so. Then you rotate out, rotate out, rotate out. Once more, rotate out, rotate out, rotate out. Then you just take these panels here, and these slot in together. Then these slot in together like so. And then it clips closed like so. So now that's good. Then you just want to rotate the fronts of the car like so. You just take the roof and swivel it, well, swivel it right back on over. Then you can straighten those up. And then it's like so. Then you just kind of angle this. And then these grooves go into the side there and tab in underneath that fender piece. Now there's two tabs back here that you really want to focus on putting these in. They're kind of difficult. There's one tab here that goes into this, and then a tab on this side that plugs into the arm. So you just want to carefully, making sure everything's in place, you just want to tab that top one in first, and then the second one gets guided in there. And so if those two tabs are in there, this vehicle mode, something popped. That didn't sound great. Oh, well. Oh, it tabs into the side right there of the car mode. There's little grooves in there that these shoulder pieces tab into. I just want to make sure I didn't break that. Sorry, guys. Hope I didn't scare you there. But yeah, just if you get this whole big thing tabbed into place, well, there, yeah. If you get it all tabbed into place, this whole rear part of the car locks in super solidly, and now you've just got this beefy little car. So none of this is coming apart. This is all tabbed together so well. So anyway, that was my review of Steve here. He's a very good figure. I'm super happy to have him, and overall, it's a really great toy. I completely picked him up by surprise. I found him at Ross for very cheap, and so I picked him up because, well, I wanted to, and it was cheap, and I'm very surprised. This guy is super good, and I actually think toy-wise, he's a lot better than Soundwave. Of course, Soundwave still holds a special place in my heart because Soundwave is my favorite, but toy-wise, I do think this guy is definitely worth his price, and I think that he has such a neat transformation and good paint apps, and this is definitely one of the best army builders, if not the best army builder that we've ever gotten from Transformers. Anyway, thank you for viewing this video, and goodbye.